There is a ton of absolutely great information out there to help you be more productive, to stay more stress-free, and to get more done while doing it. Great tips from apps and software techniques as well as automation or, just mindfulness stuff that you can do to help you stay more focused while doing your job. While all this is talked about time and time again, I think the most important thing is often overlooked, and it's really a shame because it's very simple. We'll get to that in a bit. But in the meantime, hey there, I'm Kelly. I'm a father of 6, I'm a full-time software developer at Rescue Time, I'm Dean of Digital Campus at Sigma University, and on this channel, I like to talk about productivity and tips and tricks to help you get more done in less time. And today, we're going to be talking about what I think is the #1 thing that you should be doing to stay more productive. And frankly, it's just being accountable. Stress, when it comes to work, can come from many different areas, but oftentimes, when it comes to work-related stress, the biggest one is an impending deadline, something that you have to have done by a certain time because you promised it to someone else, and that deadline comes closer and closer, and you don't have the task or job done. When you say you're going to do something and you don't, that adds stress on a frequent basis. Well, at least if you're a decent human being. You promised something to someone else. You told them, you gave them your word that you were going to get something done, and you didn't. If you do this time and time again, that stress, that anxiety, that building pile of things that you need to get done, that'll add up over time. It'll weigh on you, and that will cause you to get anxious. It'll cause you to be stressed out, and unfortunately, it'll probably cause you to, be a bit of a grouch around those that are most important to you, your family. Most of us know this. We know that if we overcommit, if we overextend ourselves and we don't follow through on those commitments, it's going to just come back to bite us. The thing that most people don't really pay attention to is that while this accountability to external people is really important, what's even more important is being accountable to yourself, being accountable to the tasks and things that you told yourself you're going to get done. Let's look at a really simple and, frankly, close to home example. Say you tell yourself you are going to record 1 YouTube video before the week is over, and you don't. Okay, that's no big deal. No one else really, frankly, cares that you haven't recorded a new video. But that's not where the big deal comes. You've made things 10 times harder for you next time. You'll have that little niggling voice in the back of your mind saying, hey, Kelly, last time you said you're going to record a YouTube video. You didn't. And that's going to really crush your productivity and give you a huge amount of stress. You're not going to believe yourself when you say that you're going to do this. And frankly, that's just going to cause you to get into a downward spiral where you're going to not do it just based on your expectations that you won't. The good news is that you can break yourself out of this downward spiral. Just like focus, you can train yourself to be more accountable, to have more faith in yourself. So on that note, let's talk about the 3 ways that I've found for breaking yourself out of that anti-accountability downward spiral. The first of these is probably the most important, and that is just simply stop automatically saying yes and telling yourself that you're going to do something. Now, I'm not saying don't commit to it. What I'm saying is thoroughly consider it before you say yes. If you're anything like me, you probably have tons of ideas rolling in the back of your head, things you want to get done, things you want to do. Hey there, Peepa, up there in the corner. That's been up there for about 2 years now, and I've practiced, maybe 2 hours total. Yeah. When that new idea comes, take it and really consider if you can get it done. Many of us have just overcommitted. We've promised to get done way too many things. There really isn't enough time to get them all done. Look at your schedule and say, hey, am I realistically able to get this done this week? If you're not, then just put it on a list that you can look at in the future when you want to do something new. Don't say you're going to get it done right now because you are just setting yourself up for failure. Only tell yourself that you are going to do something when you have the time to actually get it done. If I look at my week ahead and it is just book solid with meetings, I'm going to get a whole lot less done than I would on a free week. So I just have to be a little bit more aware of that and set expectations accordingly. Point number 2 is to simply track your wins. Now, I know this may be a little bit cliche, may sound a little bit of patting yourself on the back, or just, be nonsense stuff like a gratitude journal. Who needs that? You need that. The thing is, we need to remind ourselves that we are making progress. We need to remind ourselves that good things happen in our life, thus the gratitude journal. We also need to remind ourselves that we can follow through with commitments, and that is where the accountability journal comes in. All I'm asking you to do is that when you finish one of these tasks or projects or goals that you have told yourself you're going to do, go to a page in your notebook or Apple Notes or Tana or wherever and just write down your accountability win. It's very simple. Just say, hey, I told myself I was going to lose 1 pound this week. I lost 1 pound this week. Yay me! That's it. It may sound like it is completely absurd, but the fact is this is a good thing. You are training yourself. You are telling yourself, hey, you know, Kelly, you can be accountable. I mean, frankly, you're kind of like a little puppy being trained, except in this case, you're the master training the puppy and the puppy at the same time, but you get the idea. You are telling yourself, hey, Kelly, look at this. You can actually be accountable. That's a really good thing. Over time, this list will build up and you'll trust yourself more and more. Now, number 3 is where the training actually comes in. This is where you are doing small things to teach yourself that you can be more accountable. These are small things that I find that are just easy to do, easy wins for you to just show, hey, this wasn't a no-nonsense thing like, you know, picking up a sock off the floor, but it was also something that isn't too hard. It's something that you can commit to and follow through with. Remember, think baby steps. The best way to train yourself is to take little steps at a time. And for me, I found fasting, of all things, to be a great way to train yourself to be more accountable. Fasting on its own is great for your physical and spiritual health. But beyond that, it's a great way to train your mind by teaching you that you can be accountable to yourself. It might be tough, but really almost anyone can fast for a single day. Just the night before going to bed, say, hey, you know what? I am not going to eat at all tomorrow. And if this is your first time fasting, it might be a little bit difficult, but you can resist, you can go through it. And the next evening, when you lay down for bed, you'll think back and say, hey, you know what? I told myself I wasn't going to eat for an entire day, and I actually did it. And that is a huge confidence boost for yourself, and a great way to teach yourself to be accountable. Now, of course, there are a variety of issues where it's really difficult or not really recommended by your doctor to fast. Now, for those, I have a different food-related recommendation. A couple of weeks ago, a buddy and I decided that we both need to be a little bit more accountable with food for the coming week. So what we said is this is going to be a locked-in diet week. What that meant is that before going to bed, we would say exactly what we were going to eat the next day. It didn't really matter what it was. We just had to commit a day ahead to what we were going to do. And you want to know what? It was an absolutely fantastic week. My diet was on point. I resisted extra foods as they came up. It was a great week. I felt so proud of myself every single night when I went to bed for just doing that little thing of following through with what I did. So if you don't feel like you're up to fasting, try this locked-in dieting. Just do it for one day. Tell yourself exactly what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it the night before, and then follow through with it. But this is the most important advice I can give for being more productive and living more stress-free and just having an all-around better life. Don't lie to yourself. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, follow through and actually do it. On that note, how about you tell yourself that you're going to leave a comment down below, because I would love to hear your thoughts on this. It's been a long time since I made a YouTube video, and frankly, I just want to say hi to y'all. And speaking about accountability, I am planning on releasing more of these videos, getting back into it now that my workload has let up a bit. So I hope you look forward to seeing me in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye. That's a little bright on that hand. La 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 la. That was terrible. No, look at the camera, Kelly. YouTube is actually... it's important. But if it's crooked, that's how they know it's a real bow tie, right?